Hey YouTube, this is a tutorial for a waterfall high-low skirt, and I'm going to try my best to describe this as best as I could. If you have questions, please leave them in the comment section and I'll try to help you as best as I can. This skirt is going to be high-waisted and it's going to sit on your natural waist, which is the smallest part of your waist. I'm not using a stretch fabric. This is a chiffon kind of material. It's very lightweight, as you can see. The floral print, which it has flowers, and it's a mixture of a print, but I like the colors. So you're gonna have two panels, a front panel and a back panel, and you're gonna need lining if you're using a chiffon lightweight material because this is see-through. So what you're going to do is, since this sits on your waist, you're going to measure around the smallest part of your waist. And so for the front panel, the front panel is going to be a little smaller than the back panel. The back panel is going to be larger. So if your waist, let's say, was a 30, you're going to subtract 9 or 10 for the front panel, and you're going to have 21 inches. And for the back, which is going to be bigger, if your waist was 30, you'll subtract about 4 or 5 inches. So let's say if you subtracted 5 inches, you'll get 25. You're going to be doing this on the fold, so you will place your fabric on the fold. I already have my pieces cut. So when you place your fabric on the fold, when you're cutting, whatever number you got, if let's say your waist is 30 inches and you're going to subtract 5 from that to get the 25 for the back panel, you would just do half of 25 and cut that across because it's folded in half. The shape, if you see, it's going out almost like a skater skirt, and I'll show you, like I have a skater skirt right here that I'm gonna fold in half so you get an idea. I'm gonna place it on there. So you see that the shape of this is almost like a skater skirt. This is gonna be the fold, and you're going to be cutting it like this and then going like this and then coming in that shape almost like a half circle. See, it's not a straight down cut. So you're going to go ahead and cut out your piece for your back panel with the measurements that I told you, and your front panel with the measurements that I told you in that type of shape. The next step, what you would do now with your front and back panels, I'm going to place this back here, is you're going to hem it after you cut them out. The skirt is going to be opened like this, and it's going to come like almost like a waterfall. You see when you do it this way? And so all you're going to do is hem the sides all around. So you're just going to take these parts, not the waist, but around the perimeter of the skirt, fold it over once, fold it over 2 times, and then you're going to hem all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. You're going to do that for both pieces because I have 2 pieces. Okay, YouTube, so you should be done hemming your 2 panels, your front and the back. And so now you want to get some lining. And I was going to use white lining at first, but I decided to use black lining. You're going to cut out, like if you have a pencil skirt or whatever, you could trace that to use, because that's basically all it is. And you're going to cut it up to like knee length. And it's up to you because it depends on how long you made your skirt in the first place. I forgot to tell you in the beginning that to measure how long you want your skirt so that you know how long you want to cut down. So after you have your lining, you're going to cut it out, and of course you're going to hem your lining at the bottom. I already cut mine out. I already hemmed it, and I just did 1 seam on mine. It's the back seam, 1 seam which is going to go to the back. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your your front panel and your back panel. You'll know the back panel because it's bigger. Back panel on the back, right? And so you're going to take the front panel and you're going to turn, it's going to both be wrong sides together. So the right side is facing up and the other side is facing down. You're just going to line it up. You're going to take the waist. See, this is the waist area and this is the waist area. You're going to take the back part and you're going to put it over the front. I would say about 2 inches, and then you can pin that. And you do the same thing on the other side. Because I'm not using a stretch fabric, what I would do is after I pin both sides, I would try it on to make sure that it fits before I add the elastic, because if it can't go over your hips before you put on the elastic, then it's not going to go over. You want to make sure that this can go over your hips. If it can, you're good. And so that last part will be to put on your elastic. So you're going to, once again, take that back part and put it over the front about 2 inches or so, and you pin it. And so you're going to make this now operate as one whole material. You're going to stitch here where you place the pins and stitch here where you place the pins. And so the next step will be to add your lining along with the elastic. So go do this first, and I'll come back to show you the next step. It's all one piece, and you see the way the back panel came over the front like that on both sides. And don't worry that it may look bigger than what you are, because the elastic is what's going to bring it all in. And as you can see, you could kind of start to see that waterfall a little. You'll see it better when I try it on and show it to you. The next step is to add your lining. And so you're just gonna where's the top? Okay, so you're just gonna take your lining, make sure you have, if you did just the back seam, make sure it's in the middle, and then put that towards the back, and just go under your skirt and put it in there. You'll just take it and put it inside and just straighten it out and add the pins. I'm going to put maybe like 1 or 2 pins just so you get the idea. But you will be able to straighten it. Just make sure you line it up so that back seam is right in the back. Want to make your life easier, you can take this to the sewing machine and stitch the lining to this fabric before you add your elastic. That's one option. Or, see, and it's going to be, you know, fixed up. Or you can leave it like this, and then you would take your elastic, measure around your waist, and add 1 inch. You're going to cut your elastic to where it is, where it needs to be, and you're just going to pin that to it. If you have an overlock machine, perfect. You just have to overlock it over, and it'll give you a nice clean finish. If not, you would just take this to the sewing machine and you would stitch it on a zigzag all the way around, and then you're done. You're going to make sure you're pulling your elastic as you're stitching so that it can gather the skirt as you're stitching. So as you see here, it's really, really wide. But by adding the elastic, it's going to gather it together like that. And then you'll have your waterfall. So you'll see it when it's done, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please go to my shop, my online store. The link is in the description. I do make custom orders. And follow me on Instagram if you want to see the tutorial, what tutorials I'll be coming up with next. I post all my pictures.